Whether you own a small business or manage one, you know that the customer experience isn't just another thing. It's the only thing. Angel Tuccy and Eric Reamer know it too, and they're starting a revolution in how people treat people in business. They're here to help you get your business right. And now, it's time for Experience Pros with Angel and Eric.
Hey everybody, welcome to Experience Pros with Angel and Eric, where small business is big business and your business is our business. We've got a great show for you today. We've got a wonderful couple, Tom and Sandy Corrigan, whose heart for people have led them to make a difference in the lives of many. Business coach Carrie Conley is here to help you get a grip on your business vision, and Tara Rex brings a do-it-yourself segment that you don't want to miss. It's going to be a good show.
It is going to be a great show. And I'll tell you what, Eric, one of my favorite things to do, and actually often happens, we're out networking, we're out building our business, and the beverage of choice tends to get passed around, and it's usually wine.
Well, that's good news because there are a lot of health benefits, especially red wine.
I'm discovering. In fact, I heard something recently that a glass of red wine will outbeat an hour in the gym.
Oh, well, sign me up if that's the case. Here are some true statistics that we found out about red wine. Red wine does, in fact, prevent tooth decay. It hardens the enamel, and it actually reduces gum inflammation. Who knew?
I would have never thought that.
Right.
You always think about red wine staining
your teeth,
right?
And doing things to your breath, right? But now that's, in fact, supposed to harden that enamel and be good for you. It also helps you sleep. Can anybody say amen?
Amen.
Right? Forget milk.
I thought we were supposed to, drink a warm glass of milk.
Forget that milk. Wine contains melatonin, and, of course, melatonin is the thing that puts people to sleep.
All right. It's also good for your heart. It has an antioxidant in it called resveratrol. It actually is a powerful antioxidant, and it reduces saturated fat. Well, only in my arteries. I'd like it to reduce some saturated fat.
Saturated fat somewhere else.
Yeah.
It also has, what do they call those, flavonoids?
If you say
I think that's a Domino's pizza thing, but I'm pretty sure they've got flavonoids, and it protects against cardiovascular disease. Who knew that red wine would be so good?
I wonder if one glass is good, then the whole bottle must be better.
Well, it depends on the size of your glass, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Hey, you can also breathe easy. 44% of people who drink red wine have fewer colds in the year.
Fewer colds.
Right.
All right. It also slows your aging, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, helps prevent type 2 diabetes.
I could use a little bit of that. It also prevents cancer, greatly lowering the risk of breast cancer and lung cancer.
All right, and it protects against Alzheimer's disease. Now, Eric, I think that is a boatload of health benefits.
It is a boatload of it. Well, now wait a minute, hold on. I got to ask a question because I always get confused at this point. It is a boatload, or is it a buttload?
It is not a buttload.
I don't know. Is it a boatload or a buttload?
It is not a buttload.
You've heard it before.
No. People say a buttload, but no, it's a boat full of information. It's a boatload.
Well, let's break this down. A boatload is, it's a cargo vessel that carries a lot of stuff, right? And boatloads, the average cargo vessel is capable of carrying, well, how about this? 54,107,280 gallons. That's what a boatload is.
You just had like a scarecrow moment from Wizard of Oz.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
A buttload?
No such thing.
There is such a thing.
Does this wine glass make my buttload look big?
A buttload is, a butt is a traditional unit of volume.
You are lying.
For wine. No, I'm not lying. It absolutely is.
Way.
Yes, it is. In fact, it is the equivalent to 2 hogsheads. And you can look this up on the Google. And in the U.S., a hogshead is typically about 63 gallons, making a buttload 126 gallons. That's right. So when I ask you...
So we're comparing to hogsheads and butts for wine?
Buttloads. You don't know. I mean, What is it? Is it buttload or boatload?
Okay. I don't think you could ever say buttload in public.
I think I just did.
I seriously, I've never heard of that before. It's a boat. It's a whole load of boat. You load the boat. You don't load a butt.
When you come to measuring things, I think it's safe to say that a lot of people exaggerate. And when they exaggerate, you never know well, gosh, if they're telling the truth or if they're stretching it a little bit.
Well, 67% of statistics are made up on the spot.
Somehow I knew that you were going to do that. All right. Well, I do love a glass of wine, and I do love a glass of red wine, and I'm happy to find that
And
there
I think
are
you
so
love
many.
butts, so now you can put all that together.
Not going to argue with that.
All right, well, there's your health benefits of drinking red wine. And know now that you can drink a hogshead. A hogshead?
No, a buttload.
But it's equivalent to
2 hogsheads.
2 hogsheads.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Hey, this brings up another question. How much is too much, and when should you rein in your alcoholic intake when you're at a networking event?
When you start saying buttload.
Come on. I'm just saying, it was a question. I didn't know if it was
One glass
Yeah.
per hour.
A glass per hour?
A glass per hour, and really 2 maximum, even if you're there 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pace yourself, because you want to not slur your words. You're trying to make a good impression. You're meeting folks. You don't want to be that person.
No, you do not want to be that person, and yet I've met some of those people. In fact, I've driven a couple of those people home when it was unsafe for them to take the reins of the car and
God
so
bless
on.
you, right?
Well, I think it's an important thing. So if you're networking, folks, really do pace yourself, and I agree with the 2 max. Don't go beyond that. It's not a place where you're supposed to be getting drunk.
It's not a party.
Right.
It's a business event.
That's right.
So you're not there to party. You're there to have a good time, to enjoy yourself. Apparently, great health benefits from drinking wine. Just don't drink a buttload.
Or a boatload. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about fan bragging, if you don't mind. Fan bragging is our way of saying pay it forward, doing something that goes above and beyond and to making a difference in people's lives. And we invite you, if you've got heartwarming stories and whatnot, to send us a fan brag by using the hashtag FanBrag, that's FANBRAG, and we'll pick it up either on Twitter or Facebook. We want to hear from you with heartwarming stories of paying it forward.
Well, there was a wonderful, heartwarming story that came out over the holidays. And when we think about these heartwarming stories, these fan bragging stories, these are things that you don't have to do, but somebody's going above and beyond to take care of you. Well, a landlord sent a heartwarming letter to his struggling tenants, giving them a rent-free month so that they could enjoy Christmas.
You know, the note was posted to social media sites. You probably saw it as it came through Imager and Reddit, and then it made the rounds all over Facebook as well. And, it was really kind of cool to hear this landlord who knows that their tenant struggles to make the bills and to get it all done. And he says to Mike, he says, you know what? Don't pay the rent in December. Instead, enjoy Christmas and don't worry about it. We're going to take care of you, and it's all going to be okay. And we'll pick up the rent again in January.
I love it. It had been viewed over 12 million times since it was uploaded, this heartwarming letter.
Yeah.
And I think so many people, it resonated with them, right? Hard times fall upon all of us. And, every now and then we just need a little help, a little boost from someone who is able. And I read some of the comments from the letter.
Yeah.
People were saying, well, I could never do that because I need the money myself too. But, here it was, the landlord was in a situation where he recognized his tenants had been out of work a little bit and their Christmas could possibly suffer. And so he wrote them a letter. He says, Mike, I know you guys have been having trouble between jobs, and I just wanted to thank you for always being current on the rent. So they had always been really good tenants.
Right.
And so here was a way that he could come back and say, you know what? I've been blessed. And let me take this holiday season to bless you.
We see this in difficult economic times as well. Sometimes when you go through challenging times, and maybe it's something that happened in your situation, or maybe something that happened to the country as it did back in 2008, 2009. But when you go through those tough times, communication goes a long way, right?
Absolutely.
And so when the gentleman took the time to write the letter, the landlord took the time to write the letter to the tenant, I think it's probably because the communication was there. He had paid on time for all those months in the prior months. And I really think that if you communicate with people, I remember one of our clients was an owner of a pizzeria, and his landlord had just completely raised the rent over and over and over. And every time the owner went to the landlord and said, look, I got to work something out with you, and I can't continue at this rate. And the landlord would have nothing to do with that. And in the end, the pizzeria had to close their doors, and that man was out of business.
Right, and they also, now what? You know, the tenant or the landlord,
Yeah.
he's not getting anything. He's got an empty, vacant spot. And sometimes we can just kind of meet people halfway or just a little bit closer. You know, look at what their situation is and say, how can I help? And so that's what our fan bragging stories are all about.
Again, we encourage you, if you have a fan bragging story for us, let us know. Use the hashtag FanBrag on Twitter or Facebook and tell your story. We'll make sure that it gets out and people get talking about it.
You know what, Eric? I'm going to give you rent-free this month on your desk.
Oh, you're going to give me rent-free on my desk?
I think so. I'm just feeling generous.
Oh, well, thanks. I encourage you to give somebody a 20-second kiss. No, not talking locking lips. That stands for kindness is so simple, and that's the spirit of fan bragging.
Coming up next, when it comes to making your business visible, sometimes free PR isn't what you're really looking for. And then still ahead, we'll meet a couple who have made charity their business.